On December 29th, 2024, officers were dispatched after receiving a report of inappropriate conduct involving a massage therapist.
In that place, and they make you sign this big thing, like, you know, no innuendos, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I go in there, I get a massage from this dude, and at the very end, he, like, accidentally touches my I'm like, alright, whatever. I hated that, he probably hated that. And he, like, keeps touching my I'm like, this is really weird. And then I, like, feel him sucking my so I open my eyes, I look at him, I'm just like, hey, whoa, like, whoa. And then he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And so, could you, like, but then the front office people were talking about, oh, like, if it had happened, we would check with him, you know, like, all this, that, and the third about, like, had this allegedly had happened. And so I would want to, like, swab my whatever for his DNA. Like, I don't, like, how do you handle something like that? Because, like, that's assault and a breach of contract and weird.
This is an important legal moment. The caller is already using words like assault and breach of contract, which tells us two things. First, he understands this could be criminal, not just inappropriate. Second, he's immediately thinking about evidence, specifically DNA. That matters because in sexual assault cases, physical evidence can either corroborate or completely contradict a claim. Here's the question for you. If this happened exactly as described, would DNA be expected to exist, and where?
It said, like, you know, like, obviously I didn't ask.
Yeah. What did he say? Okay.
He didn't say anything. He just, like, had touched my and then had continued touching my and then started sucking my and then I, like, shot up and was like, hey, dude, like, stop.
It's kind of wild. You visiting here?
Yeah, we're just on vacation, you know, like, getting massages with my siblings. None of my other siblings had this experience with any of their people.
You guys all went? Like,
yes.
a bunch of you? Okay.
Yeah, and the dude's name is Hector, the guy, the masseuse. And they said he had been working there for a while, and, like, they never got complaints of that. But, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There you go. Alright, just go back to the family. I'll be right back. I'm gonna make some phone calls and then see what we're gonna do.
Alright, yeah, but yeah, I do want to get some DNA evidence on it, because right now it's
well,
all
yeah,
he said, she said.
I gotta figure out
Right,
how we can go about that. Yeah.
Officers responded to the location but were unable to locate Hector. While waiting for him to return, they interviewed his coworker.
This guy comes in to get what service did he?
He had a massage today. It was booked with a couple of friends or family or something like that. Yeah, but he came out alleging that there was inappropriate activity, so I asked for more details. They were kind of giggling and laughing, telling me about it, which I thought was kind of odd, but I was like, you know, obviously if that is what occurred, like, that's not up to our policies. And I did talk to Hector about it, and he said, no, nothing like that happened. You know, there was, like, you seemed to be excited during the massage. I asked if everything was okay. The massage went as planned, and then he stayed through the whole session, and that was that. They checked out and then came back in and told me this information, which I thought was a little odd, but
This is where credibility starts quietly taking center stage. The front desk employee notes giggling, shifting details, and delayed reporting, none of which automatically means someone is lying, but all of which raise red flags for investigators. Law enforcement is trained to watch how a story is told, not just what is said. Emotional responses vary, yes, but inconsistent timelines and changing descriptions can complicate probable cause later. Ask yourself, does confusion explain this? Or does something else?
So he goes into the room with Hector by himself. He's solo.
Yeah, all the massage rooms are
So he goes in with Hector by himself, and then how long is his massage for?
80 minutes.
So it's 80 minutes. And so he stays through the whole session. He comes out and says to you.
Yeah, they checked out. And
so they check out, he paid.
Yeah, they had gift certificates. So one of the group came to be like the liaison for here's what we're doing for the gift cards and the tip and all of that. And then came up and told me the information. And I was like, hold tight 1 minute. Let me get these people checked in and checked out.
Did the client tell you himself, or was it?
Yes.
So tell me as close to what he said. And that you
he said
remember.
He tried to suck my in exact verbiage, in fact, and I said, whoa, are you sure?
Okay.
Yeah. which is super odd because we've been around for 30 years and never had an issue. Hector's worked here for 10. I've worked with him personally for 5, and I've never had anything like that even be alleged here. So thought it was kind of odd. So asked for more information. Didn't really get much besides that he then changed and said that he did suck his. And I was like, are you sure about that?
This moment is critical. The allegation appears to escalate after follow-up questioning from implication to uncertainty to certainty. Investigators don't decide guilt here, but they do document these shifts. Defense attorneys later love moments like this because consistency is king in court. At the same time, trauma can affect recall. So here's the tension. Are we seeing delayed clarity or narrative adjustment? Drop your take in the comments. This is where cases often split public opinion.
And he was like, no, yeah, you for sure. I said, that's really crazy. I'm so sorry to hear that. You know, obviously I called my manager. She is at her other job today, I believe. So I sent her an email with all the information, shot her a text saying, hey, check your email in the morning, something for you to handle. Enjoy your day off if you're having one, but deal with this in the morning. And I told them same thing, like, wish there was more I could do for you, but I'm just run-of-the-mill. I'm run-of-the-mill front desk. I have no upper management. We'll obviously get your gift card refunded, but you know, that all has to go through upper end. So yeah, kind of told them hang tight and wait for a call, but so sorry if that is what happened. It just seems, not to say I don't believe them, and I told him that as well. I said, not to say I don't believe you at all, because that's not the case, but it seems highly unlikely, so I am really sorry if that is what happened, but yeah.
But when he came out, was he upset, like, I need to talk to somebody right now, or was it like, hey,
no, he came out and like went over to the table with the people. I don't know if they came outside or went in. We had a bunch of people checking in and out, and then came up and told me and just kind of whispered his name. Was like, yeah. And that was it. He didn't seem to.
So he did try to exercise discretion. It wasn't like, holy shit, this guy sucked my.
Just came over and told me and was like, hey, just so you know. And I said, oh, that's really weird. And he kind of like laughed about it. And then they came outside and then came back in to like give me more details. And I said, hold tight 1 sec. I'll come outside and talk to you because there's other people around.
Right.
Obviously.
So you came outside.
Yeah, and we spoke right over here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really very bizarre, if I do say so myself.
Okay.
Yeah, it just seemed a little off to me. If I'm giving you my opinion, obviously I'm not a psychologist, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, it seemed a little bit weird.
Everybody doesn't react the same. Some people are giddy or gigglish about it, and others are
There's nervous
outraged.
Laughter. Exactly.
Correct.
Like we had an incident once with a technician being assaulted, and she was over the top, you know, like very stressed. So I've seen that happen before, and that was, you know, via a client, but that's really my only experience with it. So I was like, this is really what I expected. And also it's kind of, story was one, story was another. So I'm like, okay, well, let me get your details.
Did you mention anything to Hector about it?
Yeah, I asked him, I said, what happened during the service? And he said, nothing. It was just the regular massage. I asked him if everything was okay during it. He seemed like everything was fine. I mean, what's going on? And I was like, well, there was an allegation, so I just wanted to check with you. And then he was like, wait, what? And he was kind of stressed out, but had another service to go to and then headed out for the day. So,
okay.
Yeah, and I was checking people out when he left for the day, so I didn't have a chance to talk to him.
And he didn't say whether or not the guy seemed overly excited during, because
he did mention that he was like, the only thing was, I mean, he definitely was during the service, but I asked him if everything was okay, and it seemed fine, which, I mean, and you know, that happens pretty often during a massage, so we're not, you know, any stranger to it. You're draped modestly, so we're like, have as much excitement under that drape as you want, but under the drape. Right, you got that right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for letting me know. Did you get a hold of him? Oh, perfect.
You have an idea on you have to? Thank you so much. Yeah. Dang.
And you are?
I'm his friend.
Okay.
He's just nervous and would like a friend to.
Understandable.
He gets nervous too. That's why I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, yeah. So I called him because I needed to come and see what's going on and clear my name.
Yeah. That's exactly what we're doing.
All right, Hector, can you explain to me what happened your side? That's all I really need to hear.
Okay, so my client, he was complaining about, he plays basketball, so complains about tightness on his legs and cramps back here.
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to work all of the muscles of the legs, even the attachments of the hamstrings, which are like right here on the butt. So I have to go like this, right? Then the attachments right here. So I have to put my elbow right there, and also shake it.
Now we hear the therapist's side, and it's technical, procedural, and rooted in anatomy. He describes muscle attachments, draping, and standard practices, all things juries often struggle to visualize. But here's what stands out legally. He acknowledges noticing arousal and choosing to continue rather than stop or document discomfort. That decision alone doesn't equal guilt, but it does become part of the risk analysis. Should a professional pause the session at the first sign of misunderstanding?
You help release it.
Yeah.
You know, the guy when he turned over, I noticed that he had a hard on.
Yeah.
I think he was a hard on. I don't know if he was just like, that's the way he is.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what do I do? I'll keep doing the massage, because I've never had this experience before. I'm just starting my 9th year of employment here.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, fine. I'm not going to worry about it. So when I was doing the attachments right here on the quads, I did this, and I did that a couple of times, but I didn't think that would be a problem.
And then what did he do?
I said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm fine." But he didn't say anything else.
Did you think that he was uncomfortable with that, or did you have to move it and it was just felt like
just
you needed to say
this.
something? Okay.
He didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything.
And
He made no reference to it. Okay.
I just said, "Are you okay?" He said, "Yeah, that's fine."
And so
Yeah,
why did you
fine.
think you had to say if you asked if he was okay?
Because I noticed that I think he had like a hard on, or unless he was just like,
Okay.
Oh, so you saw it and you asked, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Okay. I didn't know if he like made any kind of gesture or something.
No,
Okay.
I mean, we finished because we had like 5 more minutes of the massage when I was working right here on the upper attachments of the legs. So, I just decided to ignore it because I never had an issue like that.
Yeah. Did he say anything to you before the massage was over, before he left, or
No.
He made no.
When he left, I was standing on the door, like on the hallway, but he just like walked through.
Okay.
I asked him if he wanted water. He said no.
Okay. It's real dark in that room. I'd
We
say.
keep it dark.
Okay. And he had underwear on.
He had underwear.
He had underwear on. Okay. At no point he took his underwear off.
Huh?
At no point he took his underwear off.
I'm sorry?
At no point did he take his underwear
No.
off. Okay.
No, because we always tell them undress to your level of comfort.
Okay. Yeah. And at no point did you ever put your mouth on it.
No.
Okay. So there'd be no way that.
Yeah, I'm not going to risk my job.
No, I totally understand. I understand, and maybe that he was probably just uncomfortable, or maybe he didn't know how to deal with kind of what was going on.
Right.
But that is his claim.
Okay.
Is that's what happened, and you know that didn't happen.
I know that didn't happen.
Okay.
I mean, if he felt offended because I did this,
Okay.
I had to do my job.
Is there any way, since if the easiest way for me to clear this entire situation is to get a buccal swab of your DNA?
This is one of the most decisive investigative steps in the entire case. A buccal swab is non-invasive and often fast, but its implications are massive. If DNA supports the allegation, it strengthens probable cause dramatically. If it contradicts it, the entire case can collapse. What's striking here is the therapist's willingness to submit immediately without hesitation. That doesn't prove innocence, but investigators absolutely take note of cooperation versus resistance at this stage.
Okay.
So that way, there's no we find DNA on there. It's not yours. It's fine,
Okay.
and you're
Yeah.
completely absolved.
Okay.
Right, and his story would obviously break
Yeah.
down completely.
Okay.
Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
What she is doing, but I have a newfound respect for your tiny little people and your tiny little fingers. And then the last few that I've had have been female. But yeah, I was so surprised. I was like, she has the hands of a 10-year-old, and I walked out of there like I had come from the chiropractor.
Yeah.
That's how. So I guess I say that to say it doesn't matter the size of your hands or how big or strong you are. If your fingers are nimble and you can do wonders. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get on the inside of your cheeks. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
And we totally appreciate you coming up here.
Yeah. This is gonna make it so much easier on us. We do one more. Thank you so much. Yeah, but just based on his claims, this will just immediately rule it out. And
Okay.
then,
I meet from before. Hey, I know you wanted to talk to an attorney. You never really got back with me.
They never did.
No. So,
Okay.
um,
I do have her card. She said she was going to get in touch with you. So it's this one right here. It's from Carson Meissner.
okay.
And it's Diana. I'm gonna email her too because, as I said, I hired her at the beginning of January.
Okay.
And I've been reaching out like almost every couple of weeks saying, have you heard anything from them?
Reaching out to her to see if she's heard anything from me.
Yeah.
Well, no one ever told me who she was, so I couldn't call her.
Oh.
Because you said you were getting an attorney, but then you never told me who the attorney was.
Okay.
You understand? Like, I can't call someone down or they don't exist.
Right. Oh, okay. I didn't know I had to tell you because she said that she was going to reach out to you personally.
Oh, yeah, no, she never did that. So just so you know, we obviously got back the results of that task.
Yeah.
All right, so with the evidence that's there, we do have PC for your arrest.
Okay.
So if you want to step out, we want to take you in so that you can get processed, and then that'll push the process along.
Okay. Yeah, if you if you open
It is this one?
yeah, just the bottom, you can just flip the lock.
So
and
just
it'll
lock the
flip up.
bottom?
Yeah.
Work number 1109, again 1109,
Okay.
207849.
You can go this one. This one? Yeah.
Let me check one more time just to make sure. Check his belts or anything. You spread your feet out, man, for me just for a little bit? Nothing else on you, right? Just making sure before you go in the back of the car. Mm-hmm.
Let's turn on the car. Get you me see how back.
At the end of this investigation, the decision to arrest hinges on probable cause, not guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. That distinction matters. Conflicting statements, professional standards, forensic testing, and post-incident behavior all collide here. The courtroom will ultimately decide truth, but the process itself shows how fast allegations turn into life-altering consequences. If you found this case as intense and complex as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom and legal breakdowns you won't see anywhere else.